So my name is Dr. Amina Mohammed. I was a classmate of Mogusu back in 2018. I knew him as a classmate and as a friend. We were in the same class and we got to work part-time together as well. It's unfortunate that the reason we're meeting here is because he passed away, but it would be even more unfortunate if we let his death go in vain, because he always was championing for people's rights. He hated oppression, like you heard my colleague saying. He never let anyone suffer. I apologize for the chaos. The plight of young doctors right now that we are facing is either you're unemployed, or if you're employed, then you're posted to centers that do not have enough protective equipment to shelter you from COVID. Some of us get one mask a day. We are lucky if it's replaced. And this is the situation across many centers. I'm currently a medical officer. I am unemployed. But while I was an intern, I was the first on call to see any patient, COVID or not, and they didn't care if I had any protective equipment or not.
That time, what did you use to do?
We would just, thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers, that's what we've been working with. You put on your mask, you sanitize, you wash your hands, and you hope to God that you don't get anything. We would be forced to work, even if we had come in contact with someone who had COVID, until we showed symptoms. And when we showed symptoms, we were told to quarantine for 2 weeks. And if we needed any medical care, we paid out of pocket. And when we came back, we were told to pay back those 2 weeks that we took off after contracting COVID in the line of duty. The reason that we are so angry and we're so sad is because Mogusu, what happened to him could have happened to any of us. He was a young man with no other comorbidities, and this COVID took him. All these things that we're complaining about, lack of proper PPE, no medical cover, like not enough staff, if these issues were addressed, then maybe we would still have our friend here. That's all I have to say.
As an intern, do you get any allowances, anything?
While I was an intern, we were entitled to get COVID allowances. Some people got allowances, but majority did not. When we sent representatives to the Ministry of Health to ask, we were told, sahau hiyo, imeshaisha. And people are supposed to, according to the contract that we signed, it's supposed to be a 13-month contract. When we came to ask about the 13th month salary, by the way, the 12-month salary, some people have not even received it. So when people came to ask about the 13-month internship period, we were told it was a typing error.
Across everyone's logbook in the country.
Yeah, that it was a typing error. So we are living basically from a frying pan into a fire, which is why you're seeing people who've been practicing for 2 years, some of us who are in our first year of practice, interns, people who are still in school, all of us are here because this is where we are going. And you're seeing a bunch of consultants and senior doctors, instead of supporting the junior doctors, they are saying, is it our fault that there's an excess of doctors? What should we do? Should we stop educating people in school anymore? Should we close down medical schools until we deal with the unemployment issue? Is that what we're supposed to do? We don't know. Every time that we look to them, the people in leadership, the powers that be, who are supposed to guide us and tell us what we should be doing on how we can solve these problems, they send us thoughts and prayers. They tell us we just like noise, we don't listen, we're just greedy. This is what we're dealing with. This pain is chronic. It's been here for months and months and months. It hasn't started now, years even. When we were striking back then, the 100-day strike, we basically got out with less than we were asking for.
My name is Abdisamad Dimbil. I'm a sixth-year medical student. I was close friends with Mogusu. We worked with him in the student association. This man was a gentleman. It is great loss. It is sad that such a young man, such great potential has been lost, and this country is doing nothing about it. We are all watching, we are all complacent as our system falls apart, and we are doing nothing. It's time we make a stand. It's time we make a stand for our doctors, for our colleagues. And if you are not going to help us, we are going to make the stand alone, but we need you. We need all Kenyans to hear this. This is disappointing that nothing is being done by these politicians who are watching us, yet they plan for their petty politics while we die of a disease that can be protected against. This is sad. We need to stand up. We need to make a change.
Give us
Experience is we don't have enough protections. We don't have adequate standards of PPEs. We actually buy our own PPEs because the government won't offer it. Medical students in school are back, but they don't have enough protections. And we need it because we are the front line. We are the young ones who are sacrificing. But sacrifice of a soldier, he needs protection. Mogusu wasn't given health insurance. He wasn't paid for 5 months. He died and he was working for his... This is so sad and I'm emotional. You guys, you should all talk about this. You should all put it on your media stations. This is disappointing and we are tired and we can't continue watching as this happens because it was him, it could be any of us next. I could die next. We could die next.
Yes.
What are you going to do, our seniors? You in the media, what are you going to do about it? Not just put the microphones. You need to put this on social media. You need to talk about this. You need to put these people accountable for what they're doing to us. Because if you don't, we will all die.